That's all right. Go ahead, please. Your 5 p.m.
Yeah.
is now.
So
Yeah, go ahead,
warm
please.
welcome to all the audience who have joined on time. So it's the Money Spectrum show, and so we have taken a stand for the entire world. So this FP invitation has gone. We have considered all 700 crore people, all the 7 billion people across the world. So this webinar is for all the people. We are here to create difference in people's life. And I would like to tell you about me. And I'm a student of Navin sir. And so what I do is I create a difference in people's life by providing financial assistance. That means we help entrepreneurs and senior management corporate employees to create meaningful differences in their life, and so that they can create lives joyfully and peacefully. They can live with joyfully and peacefully by providing them with a clear understanding about finances. So I've been doing from last 16 years, and Money Spectrum was formed because I could see a lot of people in the corporate and professional, but they were not planning their finances properly. So we do a lot of events in form of training, open events, and a lot of so in this lockdown, we have with a model of in the form of webinar. So we have done a lot of webinars and created a lot of difference. And so today we have a special guest in our show. His name is Navin Choudhary. So I have written in the invitation. He's an ex-IITM. He has worked in the corporate field from large corporate like Tata and Lafarge for 10 years. And he's there in the training and mentoring field from last 17, 18 years. And he is causing a lot of differences in people's life. Friends, let me tell you, the context of doing this FB Live, a lot of people are asking me why you are doing this FB Live. So I could see I was talking to a lot of entrepreneurs. So some of them have created a lot of differences in people's life, and there were a lot of people who were unable to face this situation. So I thought, like, who will be the better person to understand this? So only one name struck, because this point of time, people don't know how to deal with themselves mentally, psychologically, and emotionally. So only one name came to me, Mr. Navin Choudhary. So he is the founder and CEO of Transformational School of Business Private Limited, and he's mentoring really big businesses in the form of transformation. So he has a special program which is known as Transformational Leadership, and the topic for today is New Age Leadership. And so over to you, Navin sir.
Yeah, thank you, Pawan, for a very generous introduction. I'm so happy that uh, you have invited me and given me the opportunity to talk to people, be face to face, because in lockdown period we could not meet people. So I'm so delighted to be here today. And today's topic, when new age leadership we're talking, then I thought what to share today, the new thing, and then thought of sharing 9 traits that any new age leader must have. So, what are those 9 traits? So, friends, the first trait that any leader must be having is understanding of transformation. What is that transformation? Transformation is thinking from future, not from past. So nowadays you are listening a lot of negative conversation about how this pandemic is affecting you. Now, instead of becoming negative, if you can think that everything will be okay and good in the great bright future, then you are thinking transformation. If all among all the challenges you can find out some possibility, then you are talking transformation. If you are thinking all negative, nothing is going to happen, my industry is going to be ruined, I mean from travel industry, tourism, then you are not talking about transformation. So how to bring that transformation and possibility in your life? First, if you are showing off, if you are trying to look good, you are not talking transformation. So just be natural, be actually what is essential. Nowadays we are listening essential services. So be real you, true you, like the child that you were, and then think from the basic. That what is the real core competency of mine, and where I can make a difference. Second trait that I will be suggesting you is enterprising leadership. Like, you need to be bold, you need to take initiative, you need to take risk, calculated risk. You can't be timid and coward and sitting in your room even after 2 years down the line. No, you have to be start thinking right now how you can serve the humanity better through whatever is the core skill you have, whatever is the existing infrastructure you have, whatever is the existing team you have, using all your strength, how you can serve the humanity. Third, listening. Are you listening? Actually, we were telling your trainers, mentors, teachers, everybody told you, listen, listen carefully. They said, no, 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 we are listening. We know everything. This particular situation is forcing us to listen. And even today, if we don't listen, then tomorrow nobody can save us. So listening is possible, but whatever is going into our head, we need to really quieten it. We need to really think, introspect that whether the path we have taken is on the right track or not. If you are struggling, your business is struggling, then you need to do hard thinking. You don't have to be panicking. You don't have to be negative. You have to be just listening to the message that the nature and the universe is trying to send to you. Fourth, approach of serving and giving. Now, in 30, 60 days, have you donated to somebody? Have you given ration to somebody? Have you given money to somebody? And I'm not talking about your employees, because in any case, you will be expecting something from your employees. No, 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 no. I'm talking about giving where you are not expecting anything. If you have not done that, do that in next 2 days. Fifth, perseverance. See, you have been working so hard in your field. Today, you may be thinking that my business is not going to give me result. So therefore, let me abandon this. Don't do that. Think hard. Same infrastructure can be put in for some better use. I tell you, one of the school furniture wala, he has been making school furniture. When the lockdown is commenced, schools are closed, and he didn't have order. He shifted his product line to making sanitizer stand, and he is getting a lot of orders from his clients from school as well as from hospitals and from corporates. So you need to be have the patience and perseverance in that. The sixth trait is courage and unstoppability. You need to be courageous. 99% of the fear are ineffective. This is not going to happen. This fear is not going to be true. You have to
So
focus on.
courageous means like going out in the COVID situation, and so can you explain much in
Yeah,
on like courageous in what sense?
yeah. Courageous means, for example, you have a diamond business, right?
Uh,
And your son is MBA in HR, and he doesn't want to be in diamond business. He want to do a HR firm. He want to open the HR firm. Now you are fearful that he will fail. You are fearful that who will look after your diamond business. This is the time to be courageous. Allow him to do what he likes.
so
That's
meaning like
courage.
you should be in a position to take that inner voice. You are waiting for that moment कि मेरे को ये चालू करना था, and this is the time to take that bold step. Like you were waiting for something to take place, and this opportunity gives you that. This COVID situation gives you the opportunity to diversify yourself.
Excellent.
Okay.
You got that.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Seventh trait is big thinking. Wherever you are, some of the WhatsApp messages that I am getting is, oh, this 1 year, 2 year is just survive, then think of something else. This cannot be a good advice, because survival is taken care of the day you took birth.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
survival, never think about it. You have to always think big, and this is the right time to think big, because a lot of opportunities are opening up. A lot of new channels are opening up where you can show your strength. For example, even Pawan, think of Pawan. He was thinking of having such kind of knowledge series, and he was not able to do it at the mass scale, because where so many people will come, where will they be together, what kind of venue, etc. Now, this particular thing he can reach all across the world. So, thinking big is the right time for now. Eight traits: completing and creating. A lot of things were pending in our life, and we were telling ourselves, we will do next time, we will do when we will get time. This is the best time we got. Thanks to the new situation, thanks to Modi ji, we have got this plenty of time to introspect, to complete those pending things. And the more you complete those pending things, the more creative you will be. Today is the
Okay.
time to be creative and innovative. But that can happen only when you are out of those pending things, those out integrity things. Complete those, and you will be innovative. You will have new ideas, and you will come out victoriously. The ninth trait of the new age
Completing
leader
as in,
is,
sir, completing as in completing and creating. Mean before creating something new, we have to complete all our existing things what we have kept. Meaning whatever promises what we have kept, whatever pending work in our existing businesses what we have done. So we need to complete that.
yes, and your many relations, many
Yeah.
relations, broken relations, many promises, broken promises, that drags us. So we have to thanks we have to thank those people who have served us, who have supported us. We have to apologize to somebody whom we have hurt, and somehow they got damaged, so that we repair those relations, we complete those relations, we complete those pending things. That
Okay.
gives new ideas and new creativity and new life in our whole system.
So not only completing it with your work, completing with the people also. What broken promises, what we have delivered to our employees, our people. We should complete
Yes.
everything so that you feel peace of mind. Okay,
Not
thank you
only
so
peace
much.
of mind, your mind will be really creative,
Yeah.
and which is the need of the hour. You need to be creative and innovative. And the ninth trait, the final trait, is unconditional love. Nowadays you see Chinese, American, foreign, these, that, Hindu, Muslim, this, that. These are not going to carry the day. Finally, we all are one. You know, one for all for one. So, if we are into dividing the things, that is not the day. We have to have the unconditional love for all, compassion for all. See, if these nine traits we are building up, we are really going to be the new age leader. And these nine things I have told, I thought you might have noted it. And I tell you the chapter wise, if you have pen and paper, chapter 1, chapter 4, chapter 9, 11, 15, 19, 21, 22, and 24. In the YouTube also the videos are there. And this is from this book. This is ebook is also available. So you can always, whenever you get time, so that you may not be worried that what will happen after this session. You have support system. Yes, Pawan. Over to Pawan.
Okay. So Milind has asked a question: what are the future opportunities? Will the business will run the way it is? So I have a list of during this lockdown period, I have spoken to communicated to a lot of entrepreneurs, because being in the business of finance, we have to deal and speak in being in communication with a lot of people from different industry and different scale of businesses as well. So I have set of questions which I will be asking, and so the question is, sir, like, how does the employees of the affected industries would be surviving the current situation? How do they manage the situation? So there are problem challenges in job market. So how would the people from the affected industry would be dealing with? Suppose I have worked in a luxury segment from last 18 years, being an employee. Now I'm unable to go into new industry all of a sudden. So how would I manage the situation?
See, for basically, uh, uh, your attitude towards work is more important than what technical skills you have in some industry. So, if your attitude is of adaptability, if you adapt yourself to the new situation, your attitude of creating new possibilities in challenges are there. If you can create innovative solutions to the situations, you will be hired by anyone, and then you learn the tricks of the
Okay.
trade during the way. So that is never a problem, provided your approach is that suppose I am taking 5 lakh rupees per month salary, am I going to create 5 crore worth of value to my employer? And not only employer now, but also to the real people in general. So if you take care of up and down both, you are in for the very bright future.
Okay. So one of the entrepreneur from travel industry, they are badly affected because traveling is not happening right now, and they were making making money by international travel much. So how do they handle the current situation? Travel industries.
See, human beings in general are very curious and they cannot be locked down forever. So therefore, these are temporary phases. Only thing is that now is the golden opportunity where the reset button has been pressed. So now this is a
Okay.
huge opportunity that those areas like domestic travel, tourism, and many other areas which will open up. So those who are equipped, those who are adapting themselves to the new new norms like social distancing, sanitization,
So they have to bring
cleaning,
innovation and creativity.
innovation, and the way the customer feels safe. Customers
Okay.
first criteria
Safety of
is
the
to be
customer.
safe and secure. So if you can provide that feature in your offerings, you are going to get much more business.
So, and also, sir, like during this lockdown, since we are social distancing and lockdown at home, so a lot of traveling is not happening. So, people who have invested huge amount of money in taking the dealership of cars, locomotives, automotive segment. So, so people who are into that space of the supply chain of car and stuff like that. So, how would they be managing the situation, sir?
Okay, see very general, which everybody knows. Take the case of Mahindra, and you know that this company is doing very well in automotive market. Was doing very well. Why? You see that Anand Mahindra and this Mahindra company, they have tractor also in their product profile. Why? Why they thought to make tractors? Because
Okay,
they know that rural India, the real Bharat, is also very important, and
okay,
therefore whoever is taking care of that. So similarly, in the dealership or this business, currently they were only selling in the urban areas. Now they need to
okay.
think and see the new areas, new places where they can sell it.
So from urban to rural, we have to see like
Yes,
rural is the real India. So people who are going to
yes.
focus on the rural
So
India.
see, any business model which is inclusive,
Hmm.
which includes
Inclusive model.
and
Yeah.
is each and every one who will
Hmm.
boom, will
Wow.
create
Very good.
huge opportunities. This is the general guideline. Yes.
And sir, entrepreneurs who were into the film business, film and cinema business, people who are owning a mall or people who are owning a shop in the mall and paying high rental and looking at this social distancing, the mall was created for bringing the socialism, like people will connect. Now this is the anti of people coming together. So how would these people would be dealing with this current situation? Because social distancing would be the new norms. So how would they be managing, sir? Cinemas and malls, because they
Yeah.
have invested a huge amount of money.
Yes. See, basically, the complete thinking has to alter. The earlier, the kind of uh, profiteering approach that we discussed, that how to earn more and more profit, how to glamorize the thing, and so that we can carry on. This is not going to cut the ice. Now it is basically how you are serving more and more people in most affordable way. So that is where all these infrastructure has to innovate themselves, redesign themselves. For example, one of your question where that uh, interior designer and all. So all those designing etc. thing has to be done. So they have to really think such that their business model can really be inclusive.
And
And
one more,
though yes,
thank you, sir. So one more interesting conversation came up. Young guys, we asked a question. Since we are into this pandemic situation, so people who are into startup, they were looking for funding. So they were anticipating ki they will be getting a lot of funding. So now you see a lot of financial destruction taking place. So how do you see the situation? Whether startup would get a funding uh, in this current situation. So how would startup, because you are also mentoring a lot of startup with government.
yeah.
So how do you see the situation for startups, sir?
See, startup for startups, this is the best time. You know, barring this 1 2 months of lockdown, etc. Because the people are really getting it that the money sitting in their bank is not going to help them. It should be utilized for better purpose. Startups are really going to be the growth engine. They are really
Okay.
going to provide maximum employment.
Okay.
Somebody was just sharing recently that don't think about one 5,000 crore company. Think about 2 3 crore company, 5,000 number. And these everyone, if generates 10 20 30 employment, it's a huge. And for that, this whole money is utilized. So every investor is knowing this, that this startup is the right time. And therefore now only thing is startup has to really learn themselves, groom themselves, such that they make themselves eligible to hold the responsibility that comes with the money. Somewhere we have not yet got that funding. Along with funding comes responsibility. So if
Okay.
you are trained to be responsible in dealing with that, fund will come. So
Okay.
learn yourself, groom yourself, and
So
make
people
yourself
have to
ready
innovate.
for.
They have to be ready with their proper mindset. Like you have to bring the fundamental shift in their
and
mindset.
re- and really to be able to deliver. It's not that just take the fund, have the big valuation, take the fund, have the luxurious life, and then whether it happens or not, whether it serves the people or not, no, that won't work. You have to think through, make the thing happen. If you are very sure that I will make it through, take the fund. Otherwise, no.
And I was speaking to one of the medicos, like people who are in the medical field. They have different situations, sir. Now they have huge. Now COVID-19 situation is a health pandemic, so they have got a lot of businesses with them, but they are unable to scale because of the nature of the challenges they are facing up with. They have to maintain social distancing, so they cannot crowd up the patient and all that. And people are worried because of the nature of this particular pandemic. It transfers from one person to another. Now, these people have got business. Now, how would they manage the situation, sir?
See, we have discussed the approach of serving and giving, the fourth trait of a new age leader, right? So, serving and giving, doctor is the epitome of serving and giving. But somewhere the money thing has come into the whole thing, and somewhere the expertise of a good doctor has not reached to the rural doctors. In spite of a lot of nudging and talking about good idea about telemedicine, telecounseling, but it has not taken place. This is the right time where all the experts in medical field, they should explore that area so that they can reach to maximum people, and that will lead to their growth also. So this is the time to go beyond, to be again one trait that we discussed about, courageous. Don't worry about whether you will be earning profit or not. You will certainly earn if you serve more and more people. So a lot of opportunities are coming. Whether doctors are ready to take that, I think they can.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Sir, Mr. Milind Dige has asked a question: which businesses will have better prospect during and after lockdown?
Any business, like one of the management guru has written a book, and in which he has shared about bottom of the pyramid, you know wealth at the bottom of the pyramid. So
CK
anywhere,
Prala.
yeah.
CK
So
Prala.
anybody who is serving the humanity, who is serving the people, who is giving more than taking, they will grow.
So
And this
bottom of the
is
pyramid. That's our market.
bottom of the pyramid. Anybody who is addressing the masses, addressing the humanity, taking care of the dignity of labor, and providing value for money, those businesses will grow.
So Mr. Manish Banore has asked a question. It is observed that there is a growing gap in attitudes and capabilities of people and employees. There is a growing gap between attitude and capability of people and employees. Any successful strategy to manage such situation?
Yeah, means what do you decipher from the question?
So there is a gap between attitudes and capabilities of people and employees. So there is a growing gap.
Means if I'm getting it that the expectation of the employer and the
Hmm.
capability of employee is not matching. Is it the question?
So the entire your training program is based on that, the
Yeah.
finishing attitude, like you. So he's asking the same thing. There is a gap between attitude and capabilities. The way you are working with the startup with all the Skill India. So he's asking from that context. So there is a gap between the attitude and the capabilities of
Okay.
doing that.
Okay. Okay. So if I am getting correct, then our education system is actually not surveying, because even after MBA degree and all, when they go to very corporates or companies, they are not able to produce results. For producing the results, you need three quality: integrity, team effectiveness, and leadership. Now, integrity is not taught in our education system. Team effectiveness, we are all individual success, competition, first prize. The team effectiveness is not taking place. And leadership, like we are discussing this thing. So, what happens is that these three things has to be built in the education system, and we are working on this called transformational life skills, that is to be imparted to the students, imparted to the new generation, imparted to the civil servants, so that, and for that I have also developed the software we discussed, HR score. This measures the three quality. So I think, yes, the question is very valid, that people, the expectation, the new recruits are not matching the expectation of the corporates, and therefore they are fearful of hiring the people. So this gap, skill gap, attitude gap, this these three things that I said, and we need to really work on that.
Okay. So one of the participant, Mr. Ayush Agarwal, he's a chartered accountant. So he has asked a question like, what can traders like furniture dealers? So he has a client who are dealing with furniture. So what they are the manufacturer of furniture. So in this current situation, how they can manage, uh, or probably after lockdown. So what they can do, because these are non-essential items right now. So
Yeah,
they are
I shared with you that this school furniture wala, how he has shifted his product line to the requirement of the timing, and he is getting huge business and a lot of innovation. Like he's got into sensor business. See, future is going to be of sensor. So sensor
okay.
business like the sanitization, uh,
Okay.
where just sensor with the help of sensor they get it in their hand. So instead of pressing it, the sensor touches. And this product he has come out. Similarly, I told you that sanitizer stand and all. So he is getting good order. So he
So
has
he
to
has to
think.
change. He has to change
Yeah.
his field. I mean, he has to look at
According
the
to the
gap
situation, what is the
according to
need
the.
of the hour? If your heart beats for the suffering and the common people, you have got the day. But if you
Okay.
are insensitive towards whatever is happening, then you may be facing a lot of difficulties. So be
Okay.
sensitive, be serving, be giving, and you will get it.
Okay. And one more last question, sir. Um, how does commercial property market and commercial interior designer going to handle the situation because of the new norms of social distancing? How these people are going to manage?
See, the design will change. Design will change. Earlier, in fact, the opportunities will be much more. For example, earlier people were cramped in a small business office itself. So many people could have been accommodated. Now to accommodate so many people, you need more places, more spaces. So therefore,
Okay.
I think those infrastructure requirement will not be going to diminish. Yes, they need to expand. It may go to tier 2, tier 3, and nearby zone. So it will expand, the city will expand, and the design will change so that the social distancing as well as, so basically the dignity of human beings will be taking the center stage.
And so last question, how does an entrepreneur manage his current situation? Suppose he's into manufacturing and he has got lots of work to be done. But the challenge with he's facing right now is a lot of migrants that fled away from city to rural. So now they have got a lot of work with them, but due to this COVID-19 issue, people have gone to their rural, their native place. So how an entrepreneur can run the business in existing situations?
I tell you, for long we have used fear, intimidation, manipulation, all those techniques to have our say. Now is the this laborer is realizing that what is their true worth. Many migrant laborer from Bihar, I belong from Bihar, they have acres of land in their place, native place, and they were just living in this place in a very small 10 by 10, 5 people. They are struggling. Suddenly they have got the new vision that, oh, my place in the native is much better, much bigger. So that is the good thing in a sense, overall scene of the place. Now, it is good for the employer also. How? Suppose he had 50 people working with him. Now he has only 10 people. What he will do?
Hmm.
He will think innovatively. Now he was getting cheap
He'll
labor.
automate
He
his
was
business.
giving lot of innovation. In fact, he will do collaboration. He will do outsourcing with other suppliers, and that way his profit margin will go up. And those 10 who are there still left, their salary will go up. Their living standard will go up. They will be taken care of. So like virtually, as we know from Gita, that everything happens for the good. So I'm very sure that it is good for employer as well as for those migrant labor.
Okay, so that was it. Any further question? So there is no question left right now. So thank you very much, Navin sir, for your valuable time. I know you are very busy during these days because you have a lot of coaching assignment. So if people want to be connected with Mr. Navin sir, he has got a website www.hrscore.in. hrscore.in. So in that you can go and you can subscribe his HR. There is a software wherein you will. Sorry, can you elaborate more on that HR score?
Yeah, yeah. See, we were talking about there are 24 chapters in this book, and now all chapters is connected to questions, 30 questions. On that criteria, when you rate yourself, you will get your integrity score, team building score, leadership score. If you know which one is strong, which one is weak, you can develop yourself, you can mentor others. And second thing is, maybe I will not be available a lot of time easily. So there is online mentoring, so you can join there. So for 1 year you can ask any question, and maybe Pavan and all will organize the last Sunday of every month or something, where we can come for 1 hour for all those people who have subscribed to online mentoring, and we can support the people, because I know that we Indians need to support each other. And those who can't be subscribing that, for them my YouTube is free. They can do that. Ebook is easily available on Amazon. Use that, and you can call anytime. So for any support, never hesitate. We have to make
So
India
yeah, this was
develop.
it, friends. So Navin sir is working with a lot of government in Bihar and to give you example, Gujarat government, Rajasthan government, even Maharashtra government. So he has proposed to a lot of. So the challenge with India is there were a lot of unemployment. So he is giving a training or with the collaboration of Skill India, that to bringing the gap between the attitude and the capabilities. So that was a challenge what our country was facing. So Navin sir came up with a model wherein it's all the youngsters who have just passed out their graduation. So if they can learn this model of transformation, they will be more in a position to get employed, and they will be more in a position to get. So their attitude will shift, and they can do some startup. They require some kind of mentoring and triggering at that point, at that phase of life. So Navin sir has done a really great work. So if you want to collaborate, if you want to learn more about him, you can go to www.hrscore.in. And thank you, Navin sir, for your valuable time. And so friends, we will be coming up with yet another episode next time we will meet. And I have requested Navin sir to deliver two more topics on different areas. So very shortly, we will be planning in the days to come. So do write your comments, do write your feedback, what you have learned, what is your take home point, because the time is really very less, because Navin sir do lot of coaching session, and he really works hands on with entrepreneurs. He doesn't leave you. He's not so highly money minded that you will give money. He is really share his wisdom with wholeheartedness. That is why he's been a touch to work with lot of startups, lot of entrepreneurs. So really, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, and we will be doing this inspiration session with a lot of people. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Thank you,
Any last
Pavan.
any
Thank
last
you, Pavan, for actually, Pavan. I'm so happy that you have chosen to invite me, and not only for myself, but for you. I see you being generous for 720 crore people. Thinking so big is really makes my heart very happy. So, wishing you all the best, and
thank you so
see you
much, sir.
growing and
Yeah,
supporting everybody. Thank you so
thank
much.
you, thank you, thank you.
See you.